All season long, the Lakers and Trailblazers gauge their playoff readiness in battles against each other. Now, with this Western Conference Final Series tied at a game apiece, the most important battles may come from within. Like it or not, Portland's title hopes depend heavily on the emotional state of Rasheed Wallace, whose passion is often misdirected.
What? Get out!
Bouncing back from his Game 1 debacle, Wallace's performance in Game 2 helped carry the Blazers to a crucial road win, which Rasheed will show tonight. In Game 1, Shaquille O'Neal displayed the dominance that brought him league MVP honors. But in Game 2, the Blazers swarmed O'Neal, and Kobe Bryant was off his game. Can a supporting cast that's relied so heavily on the Big Two all year now lift its game under playoff pressure, or will it be up to Shaq? So it's a best-of-5 now, and it's the Blazers with the home court fans behind them. The Lakers step into the Rose Garden. Can they step up to the challenge? Game 3 next.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 2000 playoffs. Tonight, it's the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Portland Trailblazers.
Still plenty of daylight left in the Pacific Northwest. Here's part of the scene outside the Rose Garden.
Real popular guy today.
Inside, some of the most fervent and perhaps the loudest fans in the NBA greeting the Blazers and the Lakers. And we greet you for Game 3 with Doug Collins. I'm Bob Costas. Lots of subplots in this series, but one overriding theme for both teams, and his name is Shaquille O'Neal, the focus of the Laker attack, the focus of the Blazer defense, and the numbers back that up. In the 8 Laker victories in this postseason, Shaq has run wild. In their 4 defeats, he's been held, relatively speaking, in check.
Well, Bob, with that said, the Blazers have said, we're going to throw 2-3 guys at Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to try to slow him down. We think if we do that, we will slow down the Lakers and eventually beat them. In Game 1, they had no answers. Got the ball deep inside, overpowered the Blazers. Look, 3 guys draped on his arm here, still powered himself to 41 points, a dominating performance. In Game 2, the Blazers really didn't change much. They kept coming at him. They forced him further out on the floor. Scottie Pippen dropped off into his lap. Rasheed Wallace helped on Kobe. They stayed attached to Glenn Rice. Those are the 3 guys they keyed in on. Scottie Pippen here with a great steal, got in the open floor for the score. And the significance of Shaquille O'Neal in Game 1, you see the big game. Game 2, only 9 at the end of 3 quarters, 14th during garbage time, 9 less field goal attempts, still troublesome 5 from 17 at that free throw line. Now, Kobe Bryant has been his sidekick all season long. 24 points plus in the first 2 rounds. The Blazers have done a great job on him, less than 13 points a game. And Bob, I think if they're going to win this series, and especially tonight, Kobe and Shaq must give them 50-plus points.
So important for the Lakers because they don't have anything near the kind of depth that Portland does. In fact, no one in the NBA has the depth of the Trailblazers, and it was really on display in their Game 2 win.
Well, Scottie Pippen has been the leader, and he's done it on both ends of the floor. But more importantly, in Game 2, he attacked offensively. He got to the basket. He set the tone early in the game. Then in the 3rd quarter, Steve Smith with his post-up against Kobe Bryant. Bonzi Wells off the bench was huge, getting to the basket. A big lift for them off the bench. And then Rasheed Wallace came alive from that 3-point line, hitting 3 in the 3rd quarter when they broke that game open. Now, what is the significance of all this? It was the 2 deep Lakers versus the 2 deep, the overall quality and depth of the Blazers. All right, in Game 1, what played itself out? Kobe and Shaq 54, the Blazers 60. The Lakers win. In Game 2, what happened? Look at this, 86-35. Well, what's going to happen tonight? The Blazers at home, they have home court, they're confident. It should be a great game, Bob.
And a very tough place for Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers to try to reverse a trend throughout his career. Shaq and his teams have not been road warriors. Look at the numbers. Outstanding at home in the postseason. and not too good at all on the road. And it gets even worse at this level of play. In the conference finals and in the finals, Shaq has never won a road game. 0-9 on the road at this level. Game 3 is coming up. Just go ahead. I'll be saying something that compliments it. You just go ahead. As we check the lineups for Game 3, we note that Portland is 5-0 at home in this year's playoffs. The Lakers 1-3 on the road in this year's postseason. The Lakers did win the last time they visited the Rose Garden. That was a regular season game, of course. On February 29th, they won by 3. They entered the game with the same record as Portland, but from there, they took off and finished 8 games ahead of them. Let's check with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. If the Lakers ought to reverse their fortune tonight, they'll need a big game from Glenn Rice, who only had 6 points in Game 2. He's been bothered by a contusion of his right knee, which he suffered in the Phoenix series when he hit his knees with Sean Marion. I talked to him before the game. He practiced all week, says everything feels fine. The knee should not be a problem tonight. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. The officials are Dick Bavetta, Hugh Evans, and Eddie F. Rush. And the tip goes to the TrailBlazers.
And we check the matchups. Kobe Bryant on Pippen. They put Harper on Stoudemire. Will Stoudemire try to be more active? No field goals in Game 2.
He was scoreless and played only 11 minutes. Didn't have any assists either. Rasheed Wallace over AC Green. And an excellent note to start the game for Portland.
It's so important for him to play with energy and emotion, but be able to bottle it and channel it the right way. He was perfect with that in Game 2.
There is no way that AC Green can guard him. Kobe Bryant's turnaround is short. Pippen, who has done everything in this series, grabs the rebound. Stoudemire has 2 more points already than he had in Game 2.
When I talked to Mike Dunleavy, I said, if they make this switch and they put Harper on Stoudemire, what do you think? He said, I like that. Damon had big games in the regular season against him.
Shaq over Sabonis, doesn't get the roll, and the rebound to Wallace. Pippen got his own rebound. Green left alone on Wallace. Harper cheats over. Wallace gets the bounce and scores again.
I'm surprised the Lakers are not going back and double teaming him. That's a matchup. He can just shoot over AC Green at any time.
Blazers off to a 6-0 start.
Bob, just keep your eye on Scottie Pippen. Whenever he can, he's going to roam. He'll give Harper that shot.
They'll give it to him gladly. Because of the way they've concentrated on Shaq and Kobe, there have been many open shots for other Lakers. In Game 1, especially in the first half, they hit them. In Game 2, they did not at all. Sabonis against Shaq, who fouled him.
A great start for Portland, a shaky start for the Lakers. When I talked to Phil Jackson yesterday, he said, my biggest concern is we see Sabonis on the dribble from the top of the circle going at Shaq and getting the foul. But Bob, his concern when he spoke to us yesterday was, you know what? In the second half of Game 1, we lost momentum when Portland made the run. Then they hammered us and jumped on us in Game 2. I'm concerned about their momentum coming into this game, where you can see they are playing well. Sabonis involved, Rasheed Wallace, Stoudemire, very important.
Sabonis had only 5 points and 6 rebounds combined in the first 2 games. 2 points early in this one.
Anytime the Lakers call out a play, Scottie Pippen knows this offense. He's letting his team know exactly what they want to do with it.
Kobe dribbles out of the paint, gives it up to Harper. Here's Glenn Rice for the first Laker field goal.
Steve Smith has got to stay attached to him. He is one guy you cannot leave out on the floor.
Harper on the smaller Stoudemire. Shot clock inside 10 seconds. Now down to 3. Steve Smith for 3. Got it!
Not the way Mike Dunleavy would have drawn it up, but he loves the results. Loses the handle of the ball, step back, and hits a three.
11-2 Portland. Glenn Rice, who had only 6 in game 2. Into O'Neal, who falls backwards and travels. Shaq with a foul, a missed shot, and a turnover early in the first quarter. Pippen's the only Blazer who hasn't scored, but he has 2 rebounds and a pair of assists, so everybody's involved. Including Stoudemire.
Now, Phil Jackson let his team be outscored 20-0 at home in the third quarter the other night without taking a timeout. They're down 13-2. He needs a timeout here. His team is on the ropes here early. They need some direction from him.
After 3 minutes and 29 seconds of game 3, Portland 13, Lakers 2. Phil Jackson characterized his team as demoralized after Monday's game 2 defeat. We talked to him about it yesterday.
Well, this is the adversity that the Lakers have been caught in before in the last 2 previous years, and not quite to this extent, but they've been down in the series, and to right themselves sometimes takes some effort. I was concerned about the amount of momentum that Portland generated from that game, and how much can they carry into the next game tonight.
Seems like that concern was well placed.
Well, again, this Blazer team is so confident. You hear this crowd. They're feeding off this energy, and they're off to a great start. But if the Lakers are not going to shoot well, they have got to get some offensive rebounds. 17 a game in the earlier series, only 5 in the first 2 games. They've got to get some offensive boards.
Harper short, Pippen another rebound. Scottie finds Stoudemire, but a whistle before the shot. Basket doesn't count.
You know, it's interesting, Bob. Before the game when I talked to Scottie, I said, do you think that Phil will put Kobe on you this early in the series? Because Kobe's wanted to guard him from moment 1. And Scottie, playing a little mind game, said, you know, Doug, I don't think he's going to panic that quickly.
Pippen is averaging 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists through the first 2 games. Rasheed Wallace juggles, recovers, and scores.
At what point do you leave AC Green out there? I think he's going to have to bring in Robert Horry. Wallace off to a tremendous start here. Horry, a little longer, can bother his shot.
Stoudemire, Kobe with the huge height advantage. The Blazers converge on him. He hits anyway.
What a big shot by Kobe. Got 2 guys up in the air, hits the fadeaway. And you know Kobe is wanting to be aggressive, and the Blazers are going to try to prevent him from having a huge night.
He shot just 2 of 9 in game 2. 6 of 18 overall in the series. Stoudemire fakes it, takes it to the baseline, and misses the floater badly into the hands of Rice. Kobe Bryant averaging just 12.5 through the first 2 games, half of his earlier playoff average. But he's put field goals back-to-back on the last 2 Laker possessions.
Well, as you watch the Blazer defense, the one thing they're not going to let him do is get to the basket. The minute he starts to penetrate, they build a wall. It'll be all jump shots.
Sabonis. Few centers have that kind of range. That's the sort of thing he didn't do in L.A.
Well, even if he doesn't score, Shaq is so concerned about him that he stays with him and prevents the other Blazers, allows them freedom to roam and score inside.
Steve Smith grabbed the ball and tried to call a timeout going out of bounds, and I don't think they're going to allow it. The ball belongs to the Lakers.
Now, the old rule was he would have gotten that timeout even in the air. They changed it to where you have to have a foot down in bounds to be able to call that, so that was a good call.
Rasheed Wallace's pass just a bit too heavy. Otherwise, the Blazers would have had a breakaway basket. Kobe trying to slice through, and he was fouled.
This is the play with Steve Smith now. He's going to jump in the air to try to get timeout. You have to have a foot down in bounds for that to happen. Good call by the officials.
Kobe, 3 3 in a row for him.
You know, but if you're the Blazers, you have to say, you know what, that's okay. It's jump shots, and we've got Shaq, where he still has not gotten in the scorebook yet.
Rasheed Wallace out top to Stoudemire for 3.
You pick your poison with this Blazer team. You want to change the matchups? It's now Stoudemire off to the great start.
7 points for him. O'Neal out of the double to Harper. And he puts it down. Little jumper in the lane.
But again, you see the Blazer philosophy. The moment Shaq caught the ball, Wallace in the big double team. And the Blazers are going to live with Harper shooting that jump shot.
Poked away from Sabonis, taken by Wallace. Stoudemire to the corner for Pippen and 3. Loose ball picked up by AC Green. Green from the head of the key. Long rebound taken by Bryant.
There's those
thought he walked.
There's those offensive rebounds. Normally good things happen for the Lakers when they get on the offensive boards.
4 straight jumpers hit by Kobe Bryant.
Now, you know, if you're Portland, if you're Mike Dunleavy, one of the things that you don't want to have happen here early, Bob, it's going to sound crazy, is for things to be too easy for you. Sometimes you get lulled into a false sense.
Sabonis dishes out to Pippen. Left alone for 3. He wouldn't take it this time. Into the lane. That was a better idea.
Well, Shaquille O'Neal came over to double team, Bob, at really a half-hearted effort. Scottie just stepped right through it.
Harper looking for Shaq. Drives, lays it in with the left hand. Nice move by the veteran. Rasheed Wallace driving on Green, pulling up, and his jumper is short. A whistle on the rebound from Dick Bavetta. And look at Rasheed Wallace jawing already with Bavetta. If you're a Blazer fan, you cringe, even if Rasheed has a good argument. You just don't want him to go there.
Absolutely. Here's Rasheed. He goes baseline, little bump, and then he tries to go over the top. And then there you talk about him going back to the official, Bavetta saying you missed the foul. Those are the things he's got to leave alone. He's playing so well right now. Stay away from the officials.
Wallace hit with his first foul. Harper off to Green, and AC Green hits the jumper.
Quietly, the Lakers have weathered this emotion of the crowd, and they've got it back to within 6. A very positive sign if you're a Laker fan.
Rice against Smith, former teammates with the Miami Heat, former opponents in the Big Ten, and Smith gets the better of him again.
Well, Steve Smith is playing so well. He's got the three-point range. He's got the mid-range game where he can pull up and shoot it. We know he can post. Bob, the Lakers have taken 13 shots, and Shaq has only attempted 1.
He is the only man on the floor yet to score. AC Green misses, and Stoudemire takes it, looking to push it up the floor. Now it's Pippen. Rice, knowing Smith has three-point range. Wallace out to screen for him. Stoudemire beyond the arc, lets it go. And it's a bit long. It bounces to Wallace. No-look pass to Sabonis.
How about the big man, the versatility? Both of them can shoot threes, both of them can post, and both of them can pass.
And it's back to 10. Bryant baseline. First miss after 4 in a row for him. But he intercepts the pass at midcourt. Slices against 3 defenders and draws a foul.
That's going to be the second foul on Rasheed Wallace. A costly turnover, and instead of shooting the outside jumper, Kobe attacks, draws the second foul on Wallace. Could be important.
All right. Rasheed Wallace has scored 6. He's also been hit with a couple of fouls. There are 2 distinct faces to Rasheed Wallace. With the ball in his hands, Portland's all-star forward has the ability to carve up the Laker defense or any other defense with what you might call a Dr. Jekyll-like precision. There's another side to Rasheed. And that is that at any given moment, Portland's most gifted player can erupt with such emotion and rage that it would make Mr. Hyde run for cover. I'll look back at some of his antics from game 1, and I believe we've stretched this particular metaphor as far as we would like to. Let's check with Ahmad.
All right, Bob, I was talking with Scottie before the game about Rasheed Wallace. He said Rasheed Wallace is one of the nicest people that you ever want to meet. And I asked him to sort of compare the situations with Dennis Rodman when he was at Chicago and Rasheed. He said, well, Dennis was all about the camera. If he thought the camera was on him, he'd do all kinds of crazy things, and they could control that. But he said with Rasheed, it's not about trying to be on camera. He doesn't even want to be on camera. It's just that every time he thinks that something is going against him, or the referees are not calling it the right way, he sort of loses it. It's something that he just has to control, and they sort of try to support him, but it's something he has to get over if he wants to move to the next level. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Kobe hits the first one. Big story developing here. There's plenty of ball game left. But Shaquille O'Neal, 0 for 9 on the road in his career in the conference finals or finals, be it with the Magic or the Lakers, is scoreless and without a rebound in the first 10 minutes of this game.
Well, Detlef Schrempf into the ball game right now for Rasheed Wallace. And remember, this guy has been to the finals with Seattle. Great experience, good passer, and he too can step out on the floor and shoot the ball.
Glenn Rice picks up the foul. That's his first. Robert Horry now set to check in for AC Green.
You know, AC did a pretty good job where he made some open shots for the Lakers. The problem is he just does not have the length or the jumping ability to bother Rasheed Wallace's shot. Horry more able to do those things.
Scottie Pippen into the lane.
See, Shaquille O'Neal is so concerned with Sabonis, he did not come down there to help. Bob, normally you see him right in the center of the paint, and Scottie would have no place to go. He will not leave Sabonis.
Shaq. Schrempf came over to help Sabonis. Now it's Horry. Missing, and the rebound is taken momentarily by Harper, but he loses it to Stoudemire, who's pushed from behind. There's no foul. He retains the ball. Schrempf deals out to Pippen, and an offensive foul is called on the Blazers.
Well, Robert Horry did a nice job that time. He saw Detlef Schrempf leave his feet, and when he did, he just kept himself anchored on the ground. Detlef momentum going forward. Tough play there because Pippen was wide open.
Schrempf's first. Kobe Bryant, big first quarter for him. He scored a dozen.
You know what I like, though? He's not trying to break the offense to get his points. He's doing it within the rhythm. I think that's maturity on his part. 2 years ago, he would have tried to come out and make it a personal challenge.
Sabonis out to Stoudemire for 3.
See, Stoudemire is so confident against Harper. Kobe was Velcroed to him in the first 2 games. He has so much freedom now.
Foot on the line, apparently. 2-point basket. Whistle before Shaq's shot. And it looks like Sabonis. That's his first.
Well, you have to be happy if you're Mike Dunleavy. Play almost this entire first quarter, all but 23 seconds. Sabonis only has 1 foul. Shaq does not have a basket. There's only 1 attempt. So Jermaine O'Neal is going to come into the game now. Probably come in for Sabonis. And they might hack a Shaq here. You don't know if he gets it deep. Have Jermaine O'Neal take the foul so Sabonis doesn't pick it up. We'll have to watch what happens. We know what game 1 story was, Bob.
And Mike Dunleavy told us afterwards he would use the hack-a-shack strategy with the lead. It didn't necessarily have to happen with his team trailing.
Let's see if they throw it to him, if he automatically fouls him, if he makes him score.
Kobe Bryant, another long jumper, and another hoop. 14 points in this first quarter. Without him, the Lakers would be in a very deep hole. As it is, they trail by 8. Last 5 seconds, and it's Pippen. Horry with the rebound. And a heave from beyond half court as the first quarter ends.
Shaquille O'Neal played the entire quarter, only 1 field goal attempt. Bob, as you talked about, Kobe Bryant kept them in the game, down only 8. High-scoring game, something we have not necessarily seen between these two teams. Portland doing a great job offensively.
And you're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC. Portland jumped out 15-2. They lead after 1, 30-22. It's one thing for Shaq to be held scoreless, but he got only 1 field goal attempt. Is he taking a passive approach here?
Well, you know, Bob, when I spoke with him yesterday, it was interesting, but it must have been 2 or 3 times within the conversation he talked about how important it was going to be for Glenn Rice and Kobe and Robert Horry and A.C. Green, these guys to hit jump shots. But even with all the double teaming and triple teaming, he's got to be aggressive. If he throws that ball out of the double team, he cannot stand. He's got to go back and try to get it again. And he might have to wheel in there and throw up shots, but he cannot just take 1 shot. It puts so much pressure on Kobe to have a 35, 40-point game, and I think the Blazers will live with that.
Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant, who took 9 shots in both Game 1 and Game 2, in the entire game in each case, took 8 shots in the first quarter. Well, they get O'Neal off right at the start of the second period on the lob from Derek Fisher.
Well, you know, you can see Mike Dunleavy not happy with that. They put some full court pressure on. They just threw right over the top of it. And the last thing you want to do is give Shaq that kind of dunk to get started.
Greg Anthony, Schrempf at the head of the key. His jumper. He's good.
They're in really a great rhythm. This is a confident team right now. When you look at the Blazers, they feel they know exactly where they can go to get their scoring.
Anthony and Grant in off Mike Dunleavy's bench at the start of this period, and Glenn Rice hits from the side.
2 big baskets there for the Lakers. Even though it's only 4 points, you got Glenn Rice with a jumper and Shaq with a dunk here to start this period.
Rice with 4 after scoring only 6 in all of Game 2. Steve Smith driving on Rice, scoring plus the foul.
Where is Shaquille defensively? Forget about his offense. He's guarding Brian Grant. Steve Smith drives that ball to the basket. Shaq's got to come over, and he's got to attempt to block this shot. Look where Steve Smith goes. And there's Shaquille O'Neal on the weak side. You still don't even see him in the picture. Shaq is their defensive presence back there. He cannot let them penetrate and lay that ball in the basket.
Steve Smith hitting nearly 90% of his free throws in the playoffs. And now 9 in a row in this series. He's the Blazers' leading playoff scorer at just under 17 points a game, and he's shooting better than 50% from the field in the postseason. Rice again. And the rebound to Anthony. Smith spins away from Rice. Coming over to help was Horry. And Shaq has his first rebound, but he also picks up a foul as he just drives that elbow into Scottie Pippen.
Now that's frustration there. That's a frustration foul with Shaq. He's not been able to get anything going in this game. They go high up here for the rebound. Brian Grant does. Shaq gets it. And Kobe just gets right up against him. Tries to reach in. Shaq throws out the elbow. And those are the kind of fouls that he has to be able to stay away from. Just the frustration of Shaquille O'Neal as he gets that elbow up on Scottie Pippen.
Whistle blows immediately on the inbound, and it's Glenn Rice's second. Hold on again. Another Laker foul. This time it's Derek Fisher, his first.
Now, one of the things the Lakers don't want to do is get over the limit quickly, because Portland is a tremendous free throw shooting team. They shot 25 free throws in the first half of game 2, really, which was in the difference. So the Lakers want to keep them off that line. Blazers lead by 9, 10-24 in the second. Now this is Shaquille O'Neal, second team all-league defense, playing Brian Grant. Watch Steve Smith get all the way to the basket, and Shaquille O'Neal normally comes over and blocks his shot. He fakes like he's going to get back to Brian Grant. That's twice now we've seen it. With Pippen get to the basket, that time with Steve Smith. Shaquille has got to be that last line of defense, so his team knows he is back there and is not going to give up any easy scores.
The seldom seen Stacey Augmon will make an appearance now for the Trailblazers.
Now, Bob, Mike Dunleavy's a matchup coach, and what I mean by that, he substitutes based upon how he feels you match up. We have not seen Bonzi Wells yet. He likes Greg Anthony against Fisher, and Stoudemire got off to such a great start.
Smith missed the 3. Bryant chases the rebound down. O'Neal back to Ori for 3. And Schrempf brings it back with his midcourt pass to Anthony.
Again, no second shots for the Lakers.
Greg Anthony has it come up short, and O'Neal with the rebound. What you said earlier bears repeating. They averaged 17 offensive rebounds a game against Sacramento and Phoenix. 5.5 through the first 2 games of this series against Portland. Almost no second chances. Shaq powers in, and a foul.
That's what he has to do. He's got to punish the double team. Throw himself in there and make himself get to the free throw line. Bob, the problem is when you're struggling for the free throw line, sometimes you don't want to get fouled. So you become passive in there based upon the fact, I'm not shooting free throws well, I don't want to get there.
The foul was Schrempf's second. Shaq misses his first free throw. You can log on to NBA.com and follow tonight's Lakers-Blazers game with Sync TV, the ultimate online companion to each NBA playoff broadcast. It provides fans with real-time stats, polls, news, and the ability to interact with special guest hosts and other fans online. NBA.com Sync TV, your cutting-edge way to follow NBA playoffs 2000. Shaq, who was just 5 of 17 from the line in Game 2, makes 1 of his first 2.
Bonzi Wells into the game now for Steve Smith. Offensive foul on Brian Grant as he moved on the screen. So we've seen now Mike Dunleavy go deep to his bench. He has Anthony off the bench, Wells, Schrempf, Grant, and Stacey Augmon. He has no starters on the floor right now. Let's watch the score here. Can the Lakers chip into this?
Robert Horry, off balance, missed it badly. Augmon, his first shot isn't there. But Bonzi Wells his for the rebound.
See if they go into the post here with Bonzi Wells on Kobe. This has been a great matchup for the Blazers. Now it's going to be a foul on Kobe because of it.
Bryant has 2. Shaq has 2. Rice has 2.
See, Bonzi Wells got going in the second half of Game 1, and he has carried it right in, not only to Game 2, but here the start. Scottie Pippen likes it. Keep the pressure on Kobe and Shaq. Make them play both ends of the floor.
Bonzi Wells against Rick Fox. Out to Schrempf. Wide open 3. Kobe takes it. Bryant on a stutter step move, had it stripped away, and Wells saves it in. Trailblazers with numbers. It's Schrempf. No luck on the shot, and a foul against Brian Grant apparently on the rebound.
That's okay. Brian Grant is in there to make those kind of plays. Not fouls, but hustle plays. He's an offensive rebounder. He's an effort player. Went to go to the boards and got the foul. But Mike Dunleavy can live with that. Now, Bob, I think the one thing that Mike Dunleavy's got to be very careful about with his bench, his team got off to a great start, and he doesn't want to leave his starters over there too long, but when they come back in, it's tough to get back into a rhythm. So let's see how he gets them back in there little by little.
That foul was Grant's second. He goes out as Sabonis re-enters. Shaq in deep. Knocked away and cleanly, say the officials. Schrempf. And the Trailblazer lead goes to 10 on Augman's first basket.
Right now, the Lakers offensively are out of sync. Shaq is looking over his shoulder, or he's trying to handle the ball on the dribble. Kobe now, they've got to get it right there, inside to their big man.
Shaq a little bit peeved, but too much in control of himself to let it go beyond that, as there's a Portland foul. It's Greg Anthony's first.
But see, it's the irritation at the end. The foul is committed, and then Greg Anthony one more time, because you know what, I'm not going to let you get the ball up there and maybe get a three-point play. Then Bonzi Wells comes over. Bonzi, you're a little light there in the shorts. You better stay away from Shaq. Let the big guys take care of that.
There's no one big enough to take care of it. No one wants a piece of it. You remember what they used to say about Wilt. It's just a good thing that he's a generally gentle guy, because if he really wanted to hurt somebody, he really could. That may go double for Shaq.
Well, again, you see the Blazers, when he catches the ball, they're going to send 2-3 guys around him. The only guy they're going to be concerned about right now is Kobe. They do not want to let him get off once again. There's a foul. It looked like a Sabonis on a push in the back.
Maybe a foul the Blazers regret, because it looked like that ball was beyond Shaquille O'Neal's grasp, and it would have been a Laker turnover.
See the little push in the back, and that's a good foul, because Shaq, in being pushed forward, that ball would have been a turnover.
Rick Fox. Shaq in the corner. Fox again. Short with the three, and Sabonis has it. Schrempf back to Stoudemire. Now Sabonis. Set shot three.
That's a line drive. I don't know how that goes in, but Sabonis has been spectacular here to start this game on both ends of the floor.
That was a laser he put in for three. Knocked away from Morey. It comes to Shaq, and the little jump hook is good. He has 5 points. Trailblazers by 11.
Trying to get the third on Kobe, going into Stacey Augman. Now remember, when this guy played for Atlanta, he was a terrific low-post player. 1 year averaged about 17 points a game. So you can see what Mike Dunleavy's doing. He's got an offensive player on the floor that Kobe has to guard, whether it be Bonzi Wells, Stacey Augman, trying to get that third foul. They're not going to let Kobe just run around out there and play offense.
Trailblazers have matched their biggest lead now at 13. They open the game 15-2. Rick Fox cuts into it with a three-pointer. That was Fox's first basket. He and Robert Horry, so effective in game 1, are a combined 1 of 7 in this game.
Right back again to Augman.
Detlef Schrempf through a crowd, left hand. Batted to the side, picked up by Bonzi Wells. And there'll be a Laker foul. Looks like it's on Rick Fox. Clock stops with 6:12 to play in the first half. It's Portland by 10. Shaquille O'Neal had the bust-out game in game 1 where he scored 41. He had 23 in game 2 and only 9 through 3 quarters, and by that time the game was decided. So far in this one, he's been held to 5. During the regular season, in 4 meetings with Portland, he never topped 23. So the one team in the league that has had sustained success in holding him in check is the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, first of all, you have to have personnel to be able to do that. The Blazers have that. Secondly, Scottie has such an awareness of their offense, having run it in Chicago with Phil. He knows where all the trigger points are, when he can help, where he can help, where they can run Wallace over. So they have they're always playing 2 guys against Shaq every time he has a ball, sometimes 3.
One of 2 for Bonzi Wells. If Portland wins this game, and we underline if, It'll put the Lakers in the position of playing from behind for the first time in this postseason, and in a real sense for the first time at all this year. Kobe Bryant. Bonzi Wells takes it back the other way.
Bonzi wants it low against Rick Fox. Let's see if they can get it to him on the block. They're going to go once back again to Augment against...
You called it, and Kobe just backed away and let him have it.
Doesn't want to get the third foul. Now, Stacey Augment is a good low post player. So again, Mike Dunleavy playing matchups here. It looked like initially Bonzi Wells wanted it. Then he pointed over. He said, no, Stacey's got the matchup down there with Kobe. Maybe we can get the third. And Kobe just backs away, and the bench loves it. And again, here's the guy, Stacey Augment, who really made very little contribution in the first 2 games. He's now coming in and doing a good job. He's out there guarding Kobe defensively, and he has a couple field goals for him. That's where that 2 deep comes from, that overall quality and depth of the Blazers.
Augment's a 9-year veteran out of UNLV. Knocked around the league for a long time. Foul a moment ago on Bonzi Wells right after the Augment basket was his first. That's what put Robert Horry on the line, where he made the first of 2.
You know, Bob, as dominant as Portland has been in this first half so far with 5:32 to go, if you're the Lakers, you say, you know what, if we could be very fortunate to be within 6 or 7 going into half, we'd be in pretty good position. Because Blazers are shooting it so well right now.
Augment again. Little fadeaway. Boy, what a boost he's given Mike Dunleavy off the bench.
And again, we are so used to seeing Shaq down in the paint helping, but he will not leave Sabonis. Sabonis has made some shots tonight, and he will not leave him.
Augment has scored 8. Shaq, the hook. Rebound Sabonis. Schrempf. Into the corner for Bonzi Wells.
Now Schrempf wants it against Kobe.
Deals it outside to Sabonis. Touch pass to Stoudemire. And his pass is picked off by Rick Fox. Derek Fisher out of the corner drills a 3. Prior to that, Portland had its biggest lead at 14 points. Fisher trims it to 11. Augment again. No whistle. He thought he was fouled.
I think Stacey Augment's getting a little tired right now. He looks winded.
Rick Fox took it the length.
You know, Stacey has not played that many minutes. They've gone to him. He's burned a lot of energy. He looks tired right now. I think they've been very careful trying to go to him too much here.
Stoudemire trying to turn the corner on Fisher. And Portland asks for timeout. Stacey Augment has scored 8 of Portland's last 12 points, but Mike Dunleavy might be thinking the same thing you just observed, that Augment is getting a little tired. Here's Fox with the last basket for LA. They were down by 14. They've cut it to 9. Hannah, thanks very much. Jeff Van Gundy at halftime, and much to his regret, Pat Riley with Jay Leno tonight because he's got the rest of the playoffs off.
Look at the scoring balance here of the Blazers. Now, Bob, if I would have said to you, okay, Bob, in the first half here, Stoudemire and Sabonis and Stacey Augment are going to be their leading scorers, along with Steve Smith. Wallace and Pippen would have 10 combined, and the Blazers would be up here 9 with a little under 4 minutes to go. I don't think anybody would have believed that, but that's, again, goes to the depth and quality of this Blazer team. Night to night, it's a different guy. Tonight, those 3 guys have done a great job.
Augment out to Stoudemire, and now Bonzi Wells. On the move, Bonzi doesn't get his first field goal as it spills off. Shaq in deep over Sabonis. And the Lakers creep back to within 7 unanswered points for them.
Well, Mike Dunleavy wanted Bonzi Wells to foul him there, not give him that layup.
Rasheed Wallace, Ori trying to contend with him. Snaps it cross court to Bonzi Wells. Way off with the jumper. Shaq lost the rebound, though. And Portland will have another try.
Scottie Pippen has been on the bench a long time. Steve Smith a long time. Mike has brought some great minutes here with his bench. Got to be very careful, though. This lead is slipping away right now as the Blazers are trying to search where they can find some scoring. So Steve Smith is now in for Bonzi Wells.
Exactly 3 minutes to play in the first half. Ron Harper is going to check back in for the Lakers. And he replaces Rick Fox.
Now that's a matchup because Phil wants Ron Harper to be matched up against Steve Smith, not Rick Fox. So again, the little chess match always continues in a series like this, especially as it goes on.
Stoudemire to Smith. Harper right up on it. Dunleavy screaming from the bench that the Lakers are in an illegal defense, and Steve Smith gets a lucky bounce and roll on that one.
You know, it's amazing because Steve Smith's up there for a long time. He's got gimpy knees. It takes him a while to get warmed up, so I'm surprised he could come right out and find a field goal like that.
Kobe Bryant, a nearly impossible attempt. He's got it back. Now it'll be Shaq trying to power up, and finally a whistle.
So that's what Mike Dunleavy wanted to have happen with Bonzi Wells the possession before when he ran by Shaq and let him lay the ball in the basket. This time Stacey Augmon comes in and takes the foul, but the big hand is for Stacey Augmon. We see Kobe Bryant going to the basket, slashing and cutting, and there is the foul. So Shaquille O'Neal will have to go back to that free throw line. But again, Stacey Augmon, terrific job here in the second quarter.
For Stacey Augmon, 8 minutes, 8 points. Way off for Shaq. Tomorrow night on the NBC Saturday movie, the Jean-Claude Van Damme action blockbuster Time Cop, followed by the world's most amazing video, starting at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, here on NBC. For the playoffs coming into tonight, Shaq was shooting under 45%. The rest of the Laker team, 74%. Let's check with Ahmad.
Thanks, Bob. We're talking to Scottie Pippen about Shaquille O'Neal's foul shooting. He said everybody thought we looked stupid in game one when we were hacking Shaq. He said, but what we did, we really put it on his mind that when he gets to that foul line, there's a lot of pressure on him. And as it appears, it may be paying off. Bob?
I think that's a great point, Ahmad. You know, just the fact that even in that game, he made 7 in a row, came back to shoot 5 for 17, and he knows that every time he gets it close, they're going to foul him.
Pippen in traffic. Has it back. 3 seconds on the shot clock. He hoists it up, and it's short. Speaking of O'Neal, even though he did make 7 in a row in game 1, as Derek Fisher pulls up and guns a 3 that's no good, and Jermaine O'Neal takes the rebound. Since then, 1 for 4 in this game, 5 for 17 in game 2, a combined 6 for 21.
So I like the fact that you keep fouling him. If you're Portland, you got to live with those free throws. Now, Jermaine O'Neal is on the floor right now, Bob, and with that, you'll see Shaq help more on defense. This time, Robert Horry just runs right through the screen of Damon Stoudemire. Makes no attempt to get around it. You see him just lower his shoulder and drill him. Now, the importance of that is Damon Stoudemire will go to the free throw line and shoot 2 free throws to try to push this lead back into double digits.
Stoudemire scoreless in game 2. In double figures now in the first half of this game. That was his 10th point.
Bob, you can see what he's done. You see the 10 points in game 1, none in game 2. Got the 2 quick fouls in the third quarter. Did not play the rest of the game. But you know, more importantly, remember, Bob, we've been here last year, San Antonio in the conference finals. Damon Stoudemire was complaining, not getting enough shots, not getting enough minutes, and the fans turned on him, and he learned by that. He had every opportunity here to complain, but he's grown up through that experience. I think that shows a lot of maturity on his part. His team has won 1. You better keep your mouth shut, wait your turn. He's done that, and he's played well tonight.
The Blazers' bigger lineup has been effective earlier in the series, and that's cut into Stoudemire's minutes, and he understands that. Kobe Bryant. Without him, the Lakers would be nowhere in this first half. He has 16.
And the Lakers are hanging around, down only 9.
Rasheed Wallace makes it 11.
Great execution, though, and a great pass by Scottie Pippen. Brian Shaw on the floor for the first time out there, not only for defense against Stoudemire, but maybe he can hit an open jump shot here if they run off of it.
With 51 seconds to play in the half, Phil Jackson asked for a 20-second timeout. We'll be right back. Wallace has scored 8. Another 20-second timeout has been called. You mentioned coming up here last year when Portland was swept out of the playoffs by the eventual champions, the San Antonio Spurs. The 2 years prior to that, 97 and 98, they were knocked out of the playoffs by the Lakers.
Well, and again, I think that we saw a very emotional, immature Portland team last year. That's why they made changes. That's why they brought in Scottie Pippen, Steve Smith, Detlef Schrempf, those kind of people to go with some of the talent that they have here. And you know, remember, Bob, last year also, when they beat Utah in the semis, remember all the celebration and everything, taking their shirts off and running around to get into the conference finals? We saw none of that this year. Much more business-like approach.
As you see, there's a long postseason history between these two Pacific rivals, going back to the 70s. Kobe Bryant over Altman. 18 first half points for Kobe.
Boy, he has been radar with that jump shot tonight. No layups, but that medium range jump shot has been golden. Same play once again with Rasheed.
His turnaround in the lane is there. He's got 10.
He ran that play 3 times. Stoudemire 2 free throws. Wallace 2 baskets, 6 points. Ori not aware of the pass.
And it comes to Smith. He takes it to the hole against Shaw, who fouled him. Ori just not looking, and the pass bunks him on the side of the head. Now, wait a minute. Dick Bavetta may have called something back on the other end of the floor.
He did. He called the hack-a-shack on Jermaine O'Neal. While the ball was coming up the floor, Jermaine O'Neal did one of the off-the-ball fouls on Shaquille O'Neal. So maybe Robert Horry heard the whistle and did not look for the pass, but they've called the foul on Jermaine O'Neal, so Shaquille O'Neal will shoot 2 free throws.
So Shaq, whose free throw shooting improved steadily in the second half of the year, but has fallen off in the postseason. Attempts his 5th foul shot of this game. He's 2 for 5. Wilt Chamberlain was a career 51% free throw shooter and 47% in the playoffs. Shaq actually for his career is a little bit better than Wilt.
Well, you can again see, Bob, what they're doing here is Mike Dunleavy has told us, you know, I'll play hack-a-shack with the lead. They have the lead, and they did it. They're hoping he'll miss one of these. Maybe they'll get a score, and they'll trade 2 for 1 going into half.
He does make 1 of 2. The ball is in Pippen's hands. Very small overlap between the game clock and the shot clock. Stoudemire around Harper. Deals to Jermaine O'Neal. Now Steve Smith. Against Shaw. Shaw got a piece of it. It's in Shaq's hands with 2 seconds. Harper flings it, and that'll do it. Blazers led by as many as 14. They head for the locker room up by 10. And having limited Shaquille O'Neal to 8 points, all of them in the second quarter. Steve Smith is with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Steve, the way you guys jumped out here on this team surprised everybody in this building. It surprised you all.
No, I didn't. My game plan was to get up, make them work to bring it up, and then try to run the shot clock down before Shaquille gets it.
It seems to me that the way that you're controlling Shaquille and Kobe is keeping the pressure on him by making them play on both ends of the court.
Well, Kobe's doing a good job offensively. I think once he picked up his 2 fouls, we went at him with Stacey, and he couldn't foul. So it was to our advantage on the offensive end and keep going at him.
All right, good luck in the second half, Steve. All right, back to you, Bob.
Ahmad, thanks. Typical Blazer balance. Steve Smith had 10, as did Rasheed Wallace. Stoudemire led them with 11. Sabonis had 9, and Augman came off the bench for 8. Stay tuned for Hannah Storm, Isaiah Thomas, Peter Bessie, and Sean Elliott, our special guest in our New York studios with Net Zero at the half. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Ahmad Rashad back in Portland with the Blazers lead it by 10. Mike Dunleavy telling his team at halftime to keep trying to keep the ball out of Shaq's hands. Turn up the pressure on team defense, and every time they get a rebound, get out and run. Phil Jackson, on the other hand, saying that the most important part of this game are the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. They got to try to get to the basket. They gave up too many layups themselves. And also, interesting enough on this strategy, that Phil says every time they get a rebound, get out and run. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Something we didn't have a chance to mention in the first half. When Phil Jackson goes to his bench, he will not have the rookie Devin George, whose minutes did pick up as the season progressed. He sprained his ankle rather severely in a practice late this week. He'll miss at least the 2 games this weekend here in Portland. Laker ball trailing by 10. When Rice splits 2 defenders. Ball still loose. Rice comes out of there with it. And now he's fouled.
The importance of the Lakers getting second shots, it's such critical for their offense, especially, Bob, you would think that if Shaq gets double and triple teamed and he gets that shot up on the basket, it's going to be very difficult for Portland to check them out. So I think Shaq is going to have to look to start shooting that ball even against the double teams. Maybe they can get some offensive rebounds.
The foul on Pippen was his first. Rice from long range. It's a 2. And it cuts the deficit to 8.
So you think about this now, as good as Portland has been, if Lakers hit, 4 or 6 points here real quickly, you're talking about a 4-point game here. So I mean, this is the Blazers. They've got to come out and execute with that same energy they started this game with.
Sabonis looking for the cutters. Finds Wallace on the baseline. Rasheed backing in, the jumper over AC Green just as the shot clock sounds.
How about the talent this young guy has? Rasheed Wallace.
He's got 12 now. He's Portland's leading scorer. O'Neal. Again, plus a foul.
See the double team there. They came over. Shaq got it up on the board and then went and got it back very quickly. So I think Shaq has to think about doing that more often. Get the ball on the rim and see if he can chase it down. Watch this. He goes to the double team and just overpowers with his strong hands Sabonis to take that ball away from him. Now the 3-point play opportunity.
The foul was Sabonis' third. That one was short and way short. He's 2 for 7. He said after the hack-a-shack strategy of game 1, you can't mess with my mind. It's impossible. Maybe it's just coincidence that he was 5 for 17 in game 2 and now 2 for 7 in this game. He is, after all, not a good free throw shooter.
Remember now to start the game, Rasheed just overpowered AC Green. They're going back there once again. And remember, Mike Dunleavy, again, I talked about, is a matchup coach, Bob. Now the difference is Phil Jackson plays a triangle and they play out of the rhythm of the flow of the game.
Pippen steals it from his old Chicago teammate Harper. Fires a 3. Rebound back tap. Scottie's got it again. Little Stoudemire got in there to get a piece of it. And a fresh 24 for the Blazers.
Once again, they don't stop it, go back to it.
Now it's Bryant. Rice over to help. But Kobe is guarding Rasheed now. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and an illegal defense is called.
See, the fact that Sabonis can shoot the ball, Shaq's not sure what to do. Do I go help? Do I stay out with him? What do I do? And the fact that Sabonis has made some shots early in the game, he's 3 of 3, which makes him even think more.
Wallace into the lane and a whistle. AC Green had him again that time.
The one thing that Phil Jackson has to be very careful about here, Rasheed Wallace once again punishing AC Green down low early. It's a little fading jump shot in the lane. He's got 2 jumpers and a foul on AC Green here to start this period.
Pippen overshot it. The rebound to Bryant. Kobe pulls up, and it won't go for him. Back comes Pippen. Wallace falls to the floor and loses it.
I don't know if he jammed his leg as he fell, but he's a little bit shaky getting up here. A little shook up on that play. He falls awkwardly here. Watch as he stops here, and he looks like that left leg sort of went out from underneath him. Ron Harper's going to come over with good sportsmanship and help him up, but Rasheed says, I just want to stay down here a little bit and get myself together.
Kobe Bryant. Pippen switched over onto him. It's stripped away. Here comes Portland, 3-on-1. Steve Smith got it. Smith has 12. Portland leads by 12. Timeout, Lakers.
I read Phil Jackson's lips as he called this timeout. You see Kobe going 1-on-3. The strip, the 3-on-2 break, the finish by Steve Smith. As Kobe walks off the floor, Phil said, stick with the offense.
Let's listen in on Mike Dunleavy during this last timeout.
Good hands defensively down here. Stay in them. They're coming up with the loose balls. They've scored us on the loose balls we've given up. Defensively, else have been good. He's probably chewing out Kobe for going one-on-one too much.
You know, it's interesting, Bob, because as Kobe walked out off the floor during that timeout, I looked at Phil and I could read his lips. He said, Kobe, stick with the offense. Trust it. So let's see what happens out of this timeout.
And you heard Dunleavy. He's probably chewing on Kobe for going one-on-one too much. And he's right.
Well, see, Kobe's the only guy that's got it going right now, so he has to be very careful not to try to do too much. That's what Portland wants him to do.
They tried to get it to Shaq. It was knocked away. Again, Portland with numbers. Stoudemire. Beyond the arc to Pippen. The Lakers catch up. Harper reached in and stole it. O'Neal. Jump hook on the baseline.
That was good rhythm in the offense. The double team could not get down there soon enough, but again, Sabonis did make him make a little jump hook outside the lane. No layup or dunk.
12 points for O'Neal. The lob for Wallace hit the rim. Green grabs it.
Good help defense that time by Shaquille. He's the one that read it and broke it up.
Kobe between two defenders. Stoudemire reached in, tied him up, jump ball.
This is flashes of the old Kobe. Trying to go too much one-on-one. This is what he's got to stay away from. Drives right into three guys with no place to go. Remember the possession before, they'd gone right into Shaq and he scored. You got to go back to it.
Bryant 6'7", Stoudemire listed at 5'10". Likely that the Lakers will control the tip, but it's more what the play represents. The good defense being played by Portland.
Let's see if Kobe can tip this ball to Shaq, and if he can go right up. I'm probably going to tip it back to Glenn Rice. Maybe he can tip this right ahead to Shaq to get an easy basket. Goes back to Rice, just make sure you get possession.
Now into Shaq, over Sabonis. Trying to get it going, he's got 14.
The one thing you don't want Shaq to get into is a rhythm. You saw it with his free throw shooting in game one. Missed 6 in a row, made 7 in a row. He's a rhythm player on offense.
Scottie Pippen spins around the double. Confronted by O'Neal, and may have traveled, he did.
A little trapping defense that time by the Lakers. We have not seen that. They run it. Scottie forced him to put the ball on the baseline and then trapped him down there. They're trying to disrupt their offense. You see it there. There's Shaq. Now showing up on defense. Scottie drags the little pivot foot. So now Lakers down by 8 have a chance to cut this to 6.
7:20 to play in the third. AC Green lets it go and puts it down.
See, Rasheed is playing off of him, so AC has got that shot. Now quietly the Lakers are back in this ball game. Can Portland come down and get a basket? See if they go to Rasheed Wallace. He's been their guy.
Lakers on a 6-0 run. Here's Rasheed from out high. Just short. The rebound to Rice. They can cut it to 4. O'Neal. Maybe he's feeling it. That one's off. Whistle on the rebound. And it's going to go against the Blazers.
You know, Rasheed Wallace has got to be very careful right there. He threw the ball at Ron Harper after the play is over. You don't need to do that. Shaq spins in the lane here. He missed his shot, but then push in the back. Right there, Rasheed Wallace against Harper, and afterwards he tosses the ball at him. But you got to leave that alone. That's where they can call it technical. Those are the little things you've got to let go.
Pippen on Harper. AC Green. Harper, head fake on the baseline, a collision with Pippen. They let it go, and the basket counts.
And the Lakers are within 4 and still over 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. This had to be Mike Dunleavy's worst fear. The Lakers stayed close at half. They've come out. Shaq is in a little bit of a rhythm now. They've hit a couple jumpers, and they are right back in this game. Ron Harper's going to take it to the hoop. Scottie Pippen gets there a little bit too late. They rule incidental contact. He gets the kind bounce. 61-57 Blazers.
He's 7 for 8 from the floor in this game and 20 of 34 in the series, 59%. So why get caught up in anything else?
See if they go to Rasheed on that block.
Looking for him. He's got it against Green. Here's the jumper. Whistle blows. Basket could have counted, and it popped back out.
Looks like Rasheed is down over in the camera people. You know, this has been very, very difficult with all the stuff that goes on with the NBA playoffs, Bob, all the cameras and everything that's happening down there now. Players have no place to fall when they come off the court. They're so big and strong. Watch, he comes down. Looks like he rolled his ankle there and fell into the camera people. Twisted that left ankle.
Yeah, that happened out on the floor.
Absolutely, and then he sort of fell into the camera people. But I think this is a great play on Mike Dunleavy's part. Go back to Rasheed, have him use his energy down here rather than talking to the officials or his opponent. Get a 20-second timeout to let him try to walk it off.
So Wallace trying to gather himself before going to the line, and we'll come right back.
I'm not hitting it. I'm just saying that there's no place for people.
Right.
That's a fact.
The long jumper.
That's a fact. Those are all those media guys down there taking pictures.
Rasheed Wallace trying to walk it off, loosen it up, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, many instances, it's one of those that you roll it real quickly and it goes back and it just sort of stings for a moment, and then you can play through it. You got the adrenaline going, and then tomorrow it'll be a little sore. But right now, he's playing too well. He's got to play through this. Bob, you can see Harper right behind the shooter talking to Rasheed while he's shooting this, just constantly just throwing little barbs out there just to try to keep him where he doesn't concentrate on what he's trying to do.
Well, he's shown repeatedly that he can be provoked, so why not try it? He makes 1 of 2. Shot clock down to 4. Here's Kobe Bryant against Stoudemire. They don't realize it, and they never get anything close to a shot.
I watched Scottie Pippen that whole possession, and he had his eyes on whether they're going to go to Shaq or Kobe. When the clock wound down, he immediately sprinted across the floor. He's the one that caused that violation.
Pippen against Bryant. 6 on the 24. Steve Smith, 4 seconds to shoot. Smith off the dribble, lets it go. And Harper has the rebound.
Lakers
poked in the face, but he's okay.
Bob, you notice how much better the Lakers defense is now. They've totally disrupted Portland's offense. This is the whole difference. This is why they're back in the game. It's not their offense, it's their defense.
Shaq driving on Sabonis. Tough move.
See, after 55 points that Portland scored in the first half, they have 62 here, and we've played almost 8 minutes in this quarter.
Smith deals out to Stoudemire for 3.
Big shot, momentum shot there as you're trying to keep the Lakers from playing from behind.
A little bit of breathing room at 6. Kobe. Out to Harper. Thought about a 3. Now he'll let it go. It's off. Shaq grabs the rebound. Fresh 24. Kobe looking for him. Now puts it on the floor. Off-balance shot is good.
Brilliant maneuver by Kobe Bryant. Since Phil Jackson called a timeout, said stay within the offense, he has done that. And look what's happened. They're back to within 4. But again, the second shot gave them that chance.
Kobe, the game's high scorer, with 20. Steve Smith off the dribble against Glenn Rice. Contact, offensive foul.
Portland is playing a lot of one-on-one now. They like to do that, but the problem is they're being pushed out on the floor, and Steve Smith's not going to beat you with quickness. Glenn Rice understands that. He smothers the dribbler and gets the offensive foul.
LA on a 12-4 run and trailing by only 4. Kobe draws a crowd and finds Harper with a brilliant pass.
Now Kobe's playing a great quarter there after he settled down a little bit. Let's see what the Blazers are going to do here offensively.
This is the closest the Lakers have been since it was 2-0. Pippen can't get it to 4. Knocked out of bounds. The Lakers will have it with a chance to tie. Look who caught it. It bounced right to Chick Hearn. At 80+, he's still got the good hands.
Yes, he does. And a great voice.
Talk about a legend. He's beyond that status. Harper. O'Neal. AC Green ties it.
How quickly it has turned. That momentum that was with the Blazers, the Lakers have turned around, recaptured it, and taken the crowd out of the game. Portland needs some good things to happen here for themselves.
Rasheed Wallace against AC Green. O'Neal over to help, so he finds Sabonis, who deals it to Smith. It's blocked from behind by Bryant, but a foul. Arvydas Sabonis is such a good passing big man. That little flip to Smith, almost voided by Bryant, who got the ball, but also got part of Steve with his body.
There you go, Bob. It's exactly what you talked about. The no-look little flipper, the little wraparound. Kobe tries to get down there, can't quite do it. But the Blazers now searching for a way to penetrate this terrific Laker defense. Again, we talked about what Isaiah said at halftime in the studio about the Laker defense, one of the best in the league. They have a 55 at half. That's not the case right now. They have locked down, and Phil Jackson has to be happy about what he's seeing.
Right behind Phil Jackson's head, a bunch of placards reading Beat LA with a drawing of Jack Nicholson. As if it's Jack, apparently in his Joker mode, who's declaring Beat LA. The last thing the noted Laker fan would ever say. Chant of defense, defense. But not this time. It's Shaq to tie it again.
I'll tell you what's happened is they've overloaded the side with Kobe Bryant and Rice. They've got their best offensive players throwing the ball into Shaq, and the Blazers are struggling getting to Shaq with their double teams now.
Wallace. Snap pass to Sabonis, off the dribble. Sabonis confronted by Shaq, who blocks it back in his face. And now the Lakers can take the lead. Harper was fouled. And look at Wallace and Harper jawing at each other, and Pippen steps in between them. Wallace apparently determined to have the last word.
Harper goes right into the lane. He sees Stoudemire, and he says, look, I can post him up. Rasheed Wallace is late getting over, and again, the conversation continues. Harper sort of smiling, says, you know what, I'll make both of these free throws. We're beating you now. We'll have the lead.
They do for the first time in this game. In this comeback, the Lakers have hit 9 of their last 10 shots from the floor.
Their defense has led to an offensive rhythm. That's been the whole change of this quarter.
They're up 2.
And you know, Bob, it's interesting, but this series, as early as it is, has been a game of quarters. In game 1, it was the second quarter, the Lakers plus 21. Game 2, it was the Blazers plus 20. Tonight, the Lakers plus 12 here in the third quarter.
A whistle at the other end. AC Green, the guilty party, his third. Blazer ball from the side. 1:36 to play in the quarter. Rasheed Wallace, a fadeaway is good.
That was just a great move. Did not put the ball on the floor. He was being double teamed, kept it over his head like you asked a big man to do. Just rose up and shot it.
17 for him. O'Neal over Sabonis, who got a small piece of it. Wallace saves it to Stoudemire. Stoudemire's jumper, got it!
With the Lakers scoring at such a high efficiency, you talked about they'd made 9 of 10 field goals. The Blazers have had to set up in the half court. You see what happens, Bob, when they get some open court play. That's what they want.
Sometimes the best defense is a good offense, as the old saying goes.
Exactly right. Now you make a team play against your set defense. There's a charge. Uh-oh.
Now they're going to call it on Portland. They call it a block.
Shaquille O'Neal on the spin move. Scottie once again coming down to trap him. Shaquille just blasts in. I don't know how in the world that's a foul on Scottie Pippen. Shaquille O'Neal just lowered his shoulder and blasted over 2 Blazers.
Shaq is 2 for 7 at the line. He'd need them both here to tie the game.
Now we got to start looking at this fourth quarter. Looks like we're going to be tied or very close to it, Bob. Now remember, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant have played the entire game. Will fatigue be a factor with the deeper Blazer team?
Right into the teeth of that crowd, he hits the first. Both teams have played their starters for the entire third quarter. And no sooner do I say that than Jermaine O'Neal comes in. Sabonis out, and there's always the possibility they'd intentionally foul Shaq on the next possession.
Exactly right, and be aware now with Stoudemire looking for a quick 2-for-1 possession. Or Scottie Pippen loves to come up and shoot a quick 3. He loved to do this in Chicago.
Bryant comes right up at him. Here's Stoudemire, shot clock inside 10. Little move around Harper. He lost it, poked it back away from O'Neal, and Stoudemire touched it last as it goes out.
Harper's an amazing defender. He doesn't have the quickness to stay with Stoudemire. He's giving that herky-jerky quick move, and he just sort of comes in from behind and flicks the ball loose.
Phil Jackson takes AC Green out, replaces him with Rick Fox, the better shooter, for the last possession.
And here we go, foul away from the ball, I guess, on Shaquille. That's why Jermaine O'Neal was brought into the game once again. We talked about it before, just not if they're behind. They will also do it if they have the lead. And again, what it does is, if Shaquille makes both, they get the last shot. If he misses both, they still get the last shot with the lead. So they really can't go wrong here, hoping Shaquille will maybe make 1 of 2 at best.
He's 3 for 9. Make it 4 for 10.
Here's the foul right here. I think that's pretty obvious. Jermaine O'Neal just wrapping him up. Now, when they played in here, that infamous February 29th game, and the Blazers lost by 3. Remember, Shaq was 9 of 13 from the free throw line in that game. So he made his free throws when he had to in a very close game. Now, that wasn't a playoff game.
Makes them both. He's got 21 after a scoreless first quarter.
I think this would be huge if the Lakers could get a stop and go into this quarter with the lead.
Rasheed Wallace double team, finds Pippen. Pippen looking for Stoudemire. Is swinging around to Smith, who beats the horn and misses the 3. Big third quarter for the Lakers. Down 10 at the half. They head to the fourth, up by 1. And we'll be right back after these words from your local station. You're watching the NBA playoffs on NBC.
Free throws that we just showed with Shaq are going to be vital, Bob, because you know that the Lakers are going to go inside to him, and the Blazers are not going to give him any layups. So he might shoot 10 or 12 free throws in this fourth period. Let's see if he can come through for his team.
Grant, Schrempf, Anthony in, along with Augman as well off the bench for Mike Dunleavy at the start of the fourth. Steve Smith, the only starter on the floor. Anthony for 3.
Interesting here that Mike Dunleavy is going with Stacey Augman instead of Bonzi Wells. Now, I know Stacey had a good, 8-minute stretch there, but Bonzi Wells had been playing great. Curious substitution.
Kobe Bryant against Augman. Anthony over to help. Robert Horry to the baseline and a left-hand jam.
The Lakers have energy right now. You can see it. They have confidence. They have restored their momentum. Rasheed Wallace has gone back into the locker room, Bob. We'll have to get the report on him to see why he's back there.
Well, remember, he appeared to twist his ankle earlier. He played on, but maybe now it's beginning to bother him. We'll see. Steve Smith through a crowd, finds Anthony for the corner 3.
Wow, what a big shot. Steve Smith drives in there. Fisher thinks he's got a charge. A no call. Anthony floats out and hits the 3. So that could be a 5-point swing there.
Into Shaq, guarded by Grant. Schrempf for the help, leaving Fisher alone. He misses the 3. Horry rebounds.
Offensive rebounds. Lakers doing a better job. Second shots mean extra points.
In this case, 3 of them from Kobe. And a 3-point Laker lead.
Now, I'm sure that Stacey Augman is in the game defensively against Kobe Bryant, but I think that, Mike's got to look at this matchup right now.
Steve Smith, turnaround over Fox. Loose ball out of bounds to the Trailblazers. First a timeout, 9:55 to play in the fourth. Shaq has 21, Kobe has 23. Lakers by 3.
Earlier, Rasheed Wallace left the bench, had to go back to the locker room. He had his ankle retaped. He injured this ankle early on in the play. Here coming down on the foot of AC Green, just twisting it over, had to go back in the locker room and retape it. He limped out a bit, but he appears ready to get back in the game. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks.
They're going to need Rasheed Wallace. Bob, the Portland has a defensive lineup on the floor right now. Who's going to score for them?
Nobody on this possession. They lose it.
Mike's got to be very careful here. He's only got 1 scorer on the floor, Steve Smith. You got Augman, you got Brian Grant, Schrempf, and Greg Anthony. He's coming right back in with Rasheed Wallace, but he needs some points right now.
Anthony deflected it out. And as Ahmad said, here comes Rasheed.
And how much longer does Scottie Pippen rest?
Derek Fisher into Shaq, guarded by the much smaller Grant. Anthony over to help. Fisher cutting through. Ball knocked away. He gets it back, pops a shot, and hits it.
Loose balls are going to the Lakers right now. And also what's happening is you're seeing a smaller guy going down to double team Shaq. Anthony went down to double team. He just passed right over the top of it.
This is the Lakers' biggest lead. They're up by 5.
And this is why their defense is good. They're shooting 67% in the second half.
Steve Smith was fouled by Rick Fox. That's his first.
When you score at a high efficiency rate on the offensive end, that means the other team is coming down and playing against your set defense, and that has been the entire difference in this second half.
Augman, effective against Bryant in the first half. Kobe's on him here. Stacey tries it again. Almost put it down, but it popped out. Scottie Pippen at the scorer's table, getting ready to check in for Portland. Shaq underneath from Fisher.
But Brian Grant is just not big enough to play him, and the Lakers are doing a magnificent job of spacing the floor. Bavetta, 10-point lead at half. Now Lakers by 7. A 17-point turnaround here in about 14 minutes.
Rasheed Wallace, Ori leaning on him. He slings it cross court. It's deflected. Now Steve Smith has it. 4 seconds to shoot. It'll be Augman, blocked by Shaq.
I'm shocked that Bonzi Wells is not in the game. I know Stacey Augman is in there probably for defense, but Mike Dunleavy's got to get some scores in. Here comes Bonzi Wells and Pippen in the game now.
And an offensive foul was called on Kobe. That's his 4th. Bonzi Wells does come in.
As Shaq's offense is picked up, so has his defense. This is what we saw in the regular season and early in the playoffs. Shaq underneath the basket, blocking shots.
Augman against Bryant. Looking for some daylight, flips it behind his head to Bonzi Wells, whose defender fell down, but he misses the jumper. At the start of the game, Doug, you said that Kobe and Shaq would have to combine for at least 50 or more for the Lakers to have a chance. They each have 23, a combined 46. Here's Fisher, who's given them a lift of late off the bench.
Boy, what a second half turnaround by the Lakers. This is really incredible. The poise that they have shown, taking that big run. Now here's Scottie. Got to be real careful. He and Rick Fox went at each other after the timeout. We have to see what happens here. The frustration starting to build as the Blazers feel this game slipping away.
The officials, Dick Bavetta, Hugh Evans, Eddie F. Rush.
Do we have a timeout? Timeout!
Portland asked for time, and we'll straighten the rest of it out when we come back. 7:23 to play in the 4th. The Lakers suddenly in charge. Portland led 61-49 3 minutes into the second half. Since then, LA has outscored them 34-13, and they lead by 9.
And again, it goes back to this. All 3 games has been a game of surges. Game 1, it was the 21-point surge of the Lakers in the second quarter. Game 2, it was the 20-point run of the Blazers. Tonight, a 21-point run by the Lakers. So it's a game of spurts and surges. And, you know, interestingly enough, through that segment, Mike Dunleavy kept going over and over to Stacey Augman, who had played very little in the playoffs. Who's really in there for defensive purposes, but the Lakers really were locked into him, and they had nobody else there can make a shot. How much longer before Sabonis comes back in the game? They got to get a bigger body against Shaq and another guy who can score. Brian Grant is an offensive rebounder.
Shaw in now for the Lakers. Bonzi Wells, hand check by Fox. Here's Wallace from 20 feet. Got it.
Now their defense has to try to win this game for them. Again, Kobe and Shaq have gone wire to wire. No rest. 7 minutes to go. Who wants it more?
Wallace is 9 of 11 in this game, and he scored 19 to lead Portland. 8 on the 24. Shaq has it back from Kobe. Jumper over Grant was flat and short, but he's got it back. And as he's falling down, he misses that one, and they'll walk the other way.
The question is going to be, after the traveling violation on Shaq, can Portland get their momentum back? After Lakers hit them with this surge to rock them back on their heels, get them down by 9, Bob, can they re-energize themselves? And they have to do it on the defense.
And if they get a couple of scores, do they go to the hack-a-shack at the other end? Bonzi Wells. Fox was on him. Laker foul.
You know, Rick Fox has done some things in these playoffs. I remember we had him in the Phoenix game where he just fouled Cliff Robinson twice in a row and got thrown out of the game. It's like he's out of sorts. I don't know what it is. I've never seen him like this before.
Well, he's acting like a new father. He and his wife, Vanessa Williams, just had a baby a few weeks ago. Maybe he's short on his sleep and getting a little cranky. Almost stole it. Wallace has it. Tumbles down. Laker foul. It's number 4 on the previously mentioned Rick Fox.
You see, if the Lakers are going to go to, excuse me, if the Blazers are going to go to the hack-a-shack, remember, you have to pick up 4 fouls in a time where that 5th when you start shooting. Right now, the Blazers have none. That could be a factor.
Well, they may purposely start accumulating them. Just give it to the Lakers out of bounds a few times just to get up over the limit. Stoudemire, a huge 3. Gets them back to within 4. Fox finds Shaq. Well, he was fouled, but too late. A chance for a 3-point play.
You cannot touch foul Shaquille O'Neal. The man is too big. He's too strong. Rasheed Wallace tries to block this shot, and Shaq doesn't even feel it. Watch this. Here comes Rasheed. He hits him in the head. Shaq doesn't feel that. You've got to grab both arms and wrap yourself up around this guy and say, look, I'm not going to let you shoot the basketball.
And even then, you're praying.
Absolutely. He might take you up through the basket with the ball.
Well, that got him to 50% from the line for the game.
After Shaq made that, he sort of looked over at me and sort of gave it that little wry smile, like, you know what, if they're going to do that tonight, I'm going to make them pay for it. We'll have to see.
Arvydas Sabonis up off the Portland bench, about to check in. Rasheed Wallace against Horry, who knocked it away. Portland ball, 4 on the shot clock.
Now, Sabonis is a very good shooter. He'll step right back and shoot this ball, so they have to be very aware of this with 4 seconds on the clock.
Pippen to Sabonis, a 3. Way off, very long. Although he has 3-point range, that is not a bad shot for him, as it would be for almost any other center. Fisher threw a crowd to Horry, who was fouled. And it's number 5 on Rasheed Wallace.
Well, quietly, Derek Fisher has played a nice floor game tonight for the Lakers. His statistics are not going to jump out at you, but he's done a nice job of running the offense. He's given Harper a nice rest here, and he's matched up against Stoudemire so he can use his quickness against him.
Let's take a look at some of the basketball coming up this weekend. Our coverage continues tomorrow. Showtime at 3, followed by Game 3, Pacers and Knicks, this time from Madison Square Garden. Game 4 of this series back here on Sunday. As Horry misses the first, then it's the WNBA on NBC on Memorial Day, Monday at 3 Eastern Time, followed by Game 4 of the Pacers and Knicks.
I hope Patrick Ewing can play in that series. I know last year was such a tough thing for him to have to watch after he got hurt. This guy's a warrior, and I hope he can come back for New York. He deserves to be able to play the rest of this series.
Horry makes it an 8-point Laker lead. Damon Stoudemire out to Sabonis. And now Wells. Bonzi Wells, baseline. He's hopping around as if he might have twisted an ankle. Bonzi Wells still a little unsteady. Has to shoot his free throws. Grimacing a bit after banging knees with Robert Horry.
Now, here's the rule. If Bonzi Wells goes out of the game because he can't shoot the free throws, Phil Jackson can come down and choose the shooter who shoots him. And then Bonzi Wells cannot play anymore the rest of the game. So what will probably happen here, Bonzi Wells will shoot these free throws, and I think Portland might take a quick foul to sub Steve Smith in for him. That's why you have to do in the NBA.
He makes the first. Smith is seated on the floor in front of the scorer's table, so he's ready.
See, the one thing I like about the pro rule, this promotes you can't cheat. If Bonzi Wells were a bad free throw shooter in college, you could bring a better free throw shooter in for him. That's not the case in the NBA. The coach goes down and picks the free throw shooter off the other bench.
Wells in a defensive stance against Bryant. Not looking too much the worse for wear. Here is Kobe, jumper over him. Horry battling for the tip. And it winds up in Horry's hands, but Stoudemire steals his errant pass.
No place to go, 1-on-4.
Sabonis screening for Stoudemire. Here's his jumper against Fisher. And Horry has another rebound. Clock ticking down towards 4 minutes. Lakers by 6. Horry for 3. Could have put him up 9. It rattles in and out. Laker foul on the rebound.
Kobe Bryant with the loose ball foul. He threw Scottie Pippen off the offensive board there trying to get the second shot. That will be his 5th. Kobe, as he goes to the basket, you see him push Scottie a little bit with the right arm. A little bit of a touch foul there, but a big one because that's Kobe's 5th. You see him look at the official and say, I don't think I hit him that hard, but Scottie Pippen will be shooting 2 free throws nonetheless.
Here's something kind of overlooked because Scottie, as ever, has played the good all-round game, but he scored only 4 points, and he's still at 4, missing that one. He's 2 of 9 from the floor. Meanwhile, Rasheed Wallace 9 for 11, Damon Stoudemire 7 for 9, but they haven't gotten much from Scottie. In terms of points, as you saw, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. And as usual, more than a pest on defense.
Bonzi Wells sits down, getting a little work on his knee over there on the bench.
Rick Fox, Pippen with the steal.
There's the value of Scottie Pippen right there, but he's got to score some points.
Rasheed Wallace against Horry. Fox over to help. They swing it to Pippen. Will he help here? You got it! It's a 2-point game with 3:35 on the clock.
When you got 6 championships under your belt, not only are you a great player, but you got a lot of pride. The long arms of Scottie Pippen. How often we've seen this. Second all times in steals in the NBA playoffs. And then he buries his dagger of a 3. He pulls his team to within 2. 3:35 to go. We have got a strong finish ahead of us, Bob.
Portland has 2 timeouts remaining. The Lakers are already over the foul limit. Any subsequent fouls sends Portland to the line, but Portland has only 2 team fouls. And remember, the rule on a hack-a-shack situation changes inside 2 minutes. So they've got to, if they're going to foul Shaquille O'Neal intentionally, they have to start doing it right now.
Be shocked if Shaquille O'Neal got a layup in the last 3.5 minutes of this game.
He's got the ball. He touch passes it out to Harper. He's aware of what the Trailblazers might do. You could barely hear the whistle over the din of the crowd, but Damon Stoudemire just committed the foul, his 3rd.
Now, it's interesting because Phil Jackson has come back in with his best defensive team. He has Harper on the floor. Will Harper guard Pippen? Will Harper guard Stoudemire? Remember, Kobe has 5 fouls. I would be shocked if Portland didn't try to go after Kobe to get him out of this game. That would be a big loss for the Lakers.
Wallace has 5 fouls. So does Bryant. Those are the key people in foul trouble. Shaq's got it, gets rid of it. Horry for 3. Harper got a hand on it, but Pippen scoops it up. Stoudemire on the run, decides to pull it back out. Stoudemire threw a crowd and lost it. Shaq comes up with it. Here's Kobe Bryant, and Smith grabbed him. He knew they had a foul to give. That's 2 on Smith and 4 on the team with 2:51 to go. Laker ball on the side with the next one. They join LA over the limit.
Well, Damon Stoudemire's got to be very careful. He over-penetrated, left his feet, and he got smothered in the lane. He's got to stay down on the floor.
Kobe Bryant, Shaq out to screen for him. Kobe curls into the lane.
Are you kidding me?
He has to be kidding with that.
Oh, my goodness. How good was that?
Too good. Too good.
Going the other way.
He has 25. Lakers up by 4. Pippen cuts it in half.
See, Kobe's got 5 fouls, so Scottie's got to go after him. He's got to make him play on the other end. But can the Portland Trailblazers get a stop defensively?
Pippen has 10, but 6 of them just in the last couple of minutes. Glenn Rice had it knocked away, and a foul. It's on Steve Smith. That's his 3rd.
Great players make great plays at the end of the game. They really make coaches look good. Look at that spin move, and then over Scottie Pippen in the lane to put him up 4. Scottie says, you got 5 fouls, you got to play me. Backs him down, gets that little jump hook, goes up in the lane, and he cuts it to 2. Glenn Rice at the line shooting 2. This is the guy you don't want to be at the line if you're Portland.
Your comment at the beginning of the game about the Lakers needing Shaq and Kobe to combine for more than 50. They're now at 51. Shaq with 26, Kobe 25. That was Rice's 8th point, and the Lakers are up by 4. Sabonis fakes Shaq off his feet. The lane is free. He takes it to the rack, and he's fouled.
See, Sabonis, because he can shoot that ball, forces Shaq to bite on that fake because he's made some shots tonight. I can't believe that he could get to the lane. Look at this. I mean, he takes 1 dribble, 2. Nobody's going to step in front of him, about 270 pounds as he lumbers through the lane. Now free throws will be vital.
His eyes got awfully wide when Shaq went past him when he bit on the fake. Sabonis said, this might be my only chance for the rest of the season to come down the lane this way without Shaq right in my face.
Well, that's his first point of the second half. So after outscoring Shaq 9-8 in that first half, that is his first point. They have focused in on him and taken him out of the game offensively.
1:56 left. A big part of the reason why the Lakers have been able to come back after being out-rebounded in the first 2 games by a small margin in their Game 1 victory and by a huge margin in their Game 2 defeat at Los Angeles. They have out-rebounded Portland 34-27 overall. They've gotten 11 offensive rebounds. That's more like it for the Lakers. And in this 4th quarter, the rebounds are 9-1 LA.
Now, Phil loves to take a timeout to try to get the guy to miss his second free throw. It doesn't work on Sabonis. A lot of coaches will take it after the second. He takes it in between the 2 free throws.
A 2-point game, just inside 2 minutes.
Well, the Lakers throw the ball to Shaq.
Shaq screening. Kobe spinning. Double team, leans inside, trying to find help. Ball loose, and who touched it last? Portland did. 5 on the shot clock. Harper will throw it in.
Watch Shaq here for the lob in the lane. If Scottie helps too much, Kobe's wide open at the 3-point line.
Out of the corner for 3. And Sabonis with the rebound off the Horry miss. Pippen pushes it up the floor. They can tie it here. Scottie in the lane. Swatted away by Shaq. Rice can't chase it down. It'll still be Portland ball.
Great hustle by Shaq that time. Scottie, realizing that Kobe's got 5 fouls, drove the ball right to the front of the rim, and Shaq does not quit on the play. The pump fake, and here comes Shaquille. Scottie could not see him.
14 on the shot clock. 1:24 on the game clock.
Bob, I think anytime the Lakers don't score, I think Portland needs to try to run the ball up the floor, not walk it.
Pippen into the lane on Bryant to tie it.
Again, Bob, not to belabor the point. Will the Lakers throw the ball to Shaq with the game on the line and it tied?
Now remember, they can only foul him when he touches it. If they foul him intentionally off the ball, the rule is different inside 2 minutes, and the Lakers will keep the ball. So the hack-a-Shaq strategy can't work except when Shaq touches it, like now. And he gets rid of it to Horry. They try to get it back to him. It's momentarily loose. It goes into the backcourt.
That's over and back.
That's what it is. Into the backcourt. Bryant picked it up. And it's going to be Portland ball.
See, Shaq saved the ball going out of bounds. The referee ruled he had control of the ball. Watch this. Shaq catches it. He has control and then throws the ball into the backcourt. Good call. Portland with the ball. Scottie Pippen, will he continue to attack Kobe Bryant?
Pippen goes right back at it, but then loses it to Rice. Pippen has scored 8 of the Blazers' last 10 points, but the turnover there.
Kobe loves these kind of moments. He loves to look for this shot.
Head of the key to the side for Harper, who's wide open.
Ron Harper.
12 points for Harper. A 2-point Laker lead. Half a minute left.
The Blazer philosophy, and they have stuck with it, is they're going to make Harper make a jump shot. Scottie is helping. Stoudemire is helping. Harper is wide open. Sometimes that's the toughest shot to make. I know that sounds silly, but you're so wide open. Harper, with his championship rings and his experience, Bill loves him on the floor, and he answers the call.
Ron Harper just hit the shot that may win the game for the Lakers, so it isn't always the guy you'd most suspect, but in the case of Portland, you don't know who to suspect.
Well, you see all of these guys who played very well. Scottie Pippen has been the man lately going against Kobe Bryant with 5 fouls. But Bob, the one thing, whatever the Blazers do here, I would expect they'd try to go in the post. If the Lakers double team or help, a 3-pointer puts the Blazers in the lead. So the worst you do is you give up a 2 here, defend it, and know you got the ball back here with a chance to win the game. You don't want to give up a 3 or a 3-point play.
The Lakers have 2 timeouts plus a 20. Portland has 1 full timeout, and that's all.
Now they've switched back Harper to Pippen, and Kobe Bryant is now playing Stoudemire like it was in games 1 and 2.
Shot clock overlaps the game clock by about 4 seconds. Knocked away from Wallace and cleanly, and Rice has it. He's not the guy you want to foul.
Oh.
And they poke it away from behind and steal it.
He's got to pick his dribble up. They would have fouled him on purpose.
All right, here's Stoudemire. 7 seconds. Stoudemire out to Sabonis. The fake on Shaq. Into the lane. Ball knocked away. No foul. Bryant's got it. And the game belongs to the Lakers.
Boy, the Lakers got very fortunate there. Kobe makes a defensive play, but more importantly, Glenn Rice, a tactical error where he turns that ball over. He's your best free throw shooter, Bob. You pick the dribble up, they'll foul you. You go to the line. Stoudemire's going to drive to the basket. He kicks out for the 3. Shaq recognizes it and chases him off of it. Sabonis penetrates, and it looks like a clean block to me up top by first-team All-League defender Kobe Bryant. Let's look at it once again, Bob. Does he get him clean up at the top? He jumps in the air. That looks like a good block to me. That's a clean block right there by Kobe Bryant.
The Lakers trailed by 14. They come back to win. Shaq 26 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. Kobe 25, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and the game-saving block, and they're both with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Kobe, the way this game started out, I mean, they actually blew you guys out for the first half of the game, and then you guys turned around. How'd you stay in it?
Well, we wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, it's a huge challenge, and that's why we play this game. We wouldn't play this game if we didn't present any challenges, and tonight was a huge challenge for us.
A challenge for you, Shaq. Didn't start off very strong, but in the second half, you turned it on.
Well, it's not I didn't start off strong. You know, the double and triple team is coming very, very quick. And I'm just trying to get my teammates involved. I think my teammates get involved early and I get involved later. And we're going to be a dangerous team to beat. We definitely brought our A game today. The other day we didn't bring our A game and we lost. A lot of people was counting us out. Whenever we bring our A game, wherever we play, we're going to be fine. Today we brought our A game.
Was there any concern that you guys had fell so far behind in the first half?
No, I mean, we just had to suck it up and gut it out. I mean, there's no two ways about it. We couldn't hang our heads. We just had to come out here and play hard.
I know Phil had said something about staying within the offense, but what a great decision on that play coming down the stretch when you hit Harper, the open jumper.
Well, I just had to read it. I know Scottie was coming off me all game long, and Hart was just waiting for the moment to hit the shot, and he was hiding out on the baseline. I found him, and he hit it.
And Shaq, hitting your jump shot, I mean, hitting your free throws, I guess the hack Shaq is about dead.
We brought our A game today, and, you know, we did what we wanted to do. Now we want to try to get one more on Sunday.
All right, congratulations, you guys. We'll see you on Sunday. All right, back to you, Bob.
Shaq played every second. Kobe played nearly every second of the game. Officially 47 minutes. Shaq's biggest road win ever, really the first time a Shaquille O'Neal team has ever won a game on the road in the conference finals or the finals. The winning basket, though, made by the veteran Ron Harper. So once again, the final score from Portland. The Lakers 93 and the JailBlazers 91 as LA takes a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. The NBA on NBC playoffs continue tomorrow with the Eastern Conference Finals. Our coverage tips off at 3 Eastern with Showtime. Then it's Game 3 of the East Finals with the Knicks hosting the Pacers at Madison Square Garden. On Sunday, we'll be back here in Portland for Game 4 of this series. Coverage gets underway at 3 Eastern again with Showtime. And coming up tonight on NBC, following your late local news, it's The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Among the guests, Pat Riley. For Doug Collins and Ahmad Rashad, I'm Bob Costas. So long from Portland. This is the NBA on NBC.